Today we have a short production here, and we'll be making our surface spray sanitizer. But before I move on, please, I need to tell you this. We have different types of sanitizer. We have the gel sanitizer. The gel sanitizer we have is divided into two. We have the alcohol based and we have the water based. Now the alcohol based is 70% of alcohol, while for the water based will be more of water. I hope you understand me. Like that means anything less than 70% of alcohol is water based. So that's just the fact. Alcohol based sanitizer, if it's less than 70%, then that means that it might not really be as effective as we want it to. Effective in the sense that 70% kills, we have high probability that 70% of alcohol is going to kill viruses and not just bacteria alone. But for any other sanitizer that we have, the water-based sanitizer, then it will still do its work, but might not be as effective as that of alcohol. It will still kill germs, it will still kill bacteria, but might not kill some viruses. So that's why it is advisable for us when we want to produce an alcohol-based sanitizer. Please make sure you have 70% composition of alcohol in your alcohol-based sanitizer. Now, I've talked about the gel sanitizer. Now, the one we want to make today is not gel sanitizer. It is surface spray, such that when we put it here, look at this container that I have here. Can you see the small nozzle here? It can easily come out from it. So here we are not going to put some chemicals because we want it to be as light as possible. The surface spray sanitizer we want to make here now, we'll be making use of isopropyl alcohol, that's IPA, also known as rubbing alcohol. We'll be making use of our aloe vera. This is our aloe vera here. There's another one here. Then we'll be making use of glycerine here. So aloe vera is also an antibacterial. It functions it has antibacterial property. Also for this, and also serves as a moisturizer. But for this glycerine here, it's basically a moisturizing agent. So this surface spray sanitizer we want to make here today, you can use it for two things. You can use it to spray surfaces, just as the name implies, and you can also use it as your hand sanitizer. Now there's another sanitizer that we have. That one is basically for surfaces. Like, you cannot use it for your hand. I'm going to be teaching you that one later on. But here, the one we want to produce here now is a spray sanitizer that can be used for both surfaces and. So now let's move on. So the reason why I'm saying this is because when you get to the market, you see different types of sanitizer. You see the ones that as it looks like water. You see the ones that it looks like gel. So the one that looks like gel, I'll be teaching you later on. But now the one we want to produce now is that of, it functions as a spray sanitizer and as hand sanitizer. So let's move on. Here we'll be making use of, we want to make 500 mils of sanitizer. Before you start producing your product or anyone you want to produce, before you start producing it, please, I don't want you to start from 5 liters, 10 liters. Do you understand? 50 liters is good if you do that, but since you are just starting, practice practice. As you practice with 1 liter, later on you practice with 4 liters, later on you practice with 10 liters, and so on like that. Then you start mastering your skills. So don't just say, today I have a contract, I want to go and produce 1,000 liters of sanitizer. Please, before you produce anything in large quantity, first of all try it out with smaller quantities so that you won't waste your money and your time. Thank you. So let's move on. So now we want to produce 500 ml of our spray sanitizer here. Now we'll be making use of 500 ml of rubbing alcohol, also known as IPA. So I'll be measuring 500 ml. 500 ml of So this is our 500 ml of rubbing alcohol here. Then the next thing I want to do, I want to add our aloe vera into it. Can you see? This is our locally made aloe vera. Can you see? This is our aloe vera here. I'll be adding 2 teaspoons. Can you see here? This is it. 2 teaspoons here. So it acts both as antibacterial and as a moisturizing agent. So in case you want to sell it out, you can always use it for surfaces and you can always use it for. And now another thing here we want to be adding is our glycerine. So we'll just be adding, can you see our glycerine? We'll just be adding 5 ml of this glycerine here. Can you see? So our 5 ml here. So this is our 5 ml of glycerine here. You can use your syringe. You can buy a syringe if you want to measure those small quantity. So you can just use your syringe to measure it. Now we've added our aloe vera. We've added these are alcohol, aloe vera, and glycerine. Now the next thing we want to add our vitamin E. This vitamin E here, we can use it as it protects hand, and at the same time it also acts as a preservative here in the sanitizer here. So here I'll just be using few drops. If you buy, peradventure you buy this type of, whether it's in oil form like this, everything is in oil form anyway, but there are some other vitamin E in capsule, but it's still in oil, so you have to remove the outer shell and squeeze out your oil from it. So just be adding few drops of vitamin E. Can you see? So I added few drops of it, like 2 or 3 drops. So act as our preservative here. So that's what we'll be doing. So we are through with our surface spray sanitizer. Then the next thing we want to add is our perfume. So this is our rubbing alcohol here now. We've added our aloe vera, we've added our glycerine. Next thing we want to add our our fragrance here. This is my fragrance here. We have this type of fragrance here. Can you see that this one is not colorless? We have lemon here. This one looks exactly like lemon. Then we have strawberry here. This is strawberry. So now we also have our lemongrass here. Lemongrass. Now I want to be adding that fragrance. I've told you earlier on that you can play with your fragrance the way you like it. But mind you, if you want a colorless sanitizer exactly the way they sell it in the market, I would advise you to use a colorless fragrance. Like you can see here, this is colorless. So So we'll be adding this fragrance, just just like 4 or 5 drops into our 500 ml. But if you want a more concentrated fragrance, I would advise you to add more. But please, when you want to add it little by little so that you don't have a too strong smell. Then there are some other fragrances like that has antibacterial properties also, like thyme and clove, like peppermint, lavender, and some other ones like that. If you want to add if you want to add a fragrance like peppermint now, just like the name peppermint, it has this kind of soothing feeling. It's peppery in the hand. If you want to use that one now, that means you just add few drops. You don't add too much. People will not start feeling so hot. The hand will not start feeling so hot. So just our surface spray sanitizer. So we are through with our surface spray sanitizer. I'll be pouring it here. Can you see? That is spray nozzle. There are other types of spray nozzle that you can use, and there are different types of packaging materials. This is one here. Then this is another one here. This is another type here. So it depends on you. You can choose any of the packaging material here. Packaging bottles called PET bottles. You also call it PET bottles. You can take any one that you want. But before you pour it inside your packaging material, please allow it to sit well. Like this, cover it and allow the whole thing to diffuse properly into it. Do you get? The smell, everything will come down and you get the actual result of your production.